Hello and welcome to Eye of the Storm. Definitely one of my favorite maps. Some people hate it. I would actually welcome it back on the ranking ladder, but quite difficult to play if you have no idea what you're doing. I used to hate it, but once you get good in it, you love it because other people hate it. So it totally makes sense. But we got two Cybrans here. Income, very good player. Nice to see him play in the ladder. And of course, Zlo, one of the best players in history, is making a comeback after spending some time in the military, but I think he's getting his form back. There was a recent replay of him versus Lucian. Played quite well versus Lucian, and I think hopefully we'll see him in some upcoming tourneys where he will dominate for us. But Cybran as well, so both players being Cybran on this water map should produce some very interesting gameplay. Can't claim that one player has an advantage because of floating units, because they have the exact same stuff, but Cybrans themselves do have some very interesting tools for water. Of course, no stupid shields that move around, just stealth, which should get quite exciting. So while this game is going, looks like it's second air, pretty standard. There's the Hydra here. Is a little far, but you probably want to get it, and obviously a map like this, you want to get quite a bit of air. Air is extremely important. What did I want to say? Wanted to mention something. Of course, Indiegogo, the world, the Galactic Wars, support that if you haven't had a chance to yet. I'm definitely going to support it at the end. I still haven't decided how much to give. Definitely want to nudge it over the 3,000 mark. If I have a chance to do that, I'll definitely do it. Though the Worldwide People's Championships are going to go this weekend. We got a full U2000 bracket. Some really good players this week. Some newcomers as well. U1700 is also going to happen. It's going to be a couple of best of threes. And if SSSS doesn't show up, he hasn't been really around since a while ago, we might have a new champion. So here we're seeing first air now from Zlo going over the middle. Looks like both players sending engineers to the middle. Of course, very valuable position. A couple of rocks, and it can actually, whoever wins the middle can make a huge difference later on in the game. And it appears an attack move from it was just a nice bomb there from Zlo. Zlo gets the first kill there. Some scouts from Income spamming inties, and it's not uncommon to see multiple air factors. We see multiple air factors and actually a transport from Zlo. Of course, power, the balance of power and air and mass in this map is very tricky. There is quite a few rocks here, which are very valuable earlier on. You really do have to get them, put them into your build order. But suddenly, as you start building stuff on this map, you find yourself running out of mass very quickly. So map control becomes extremely valuable. Without map control, you really get screwed, and you also find yourself having to spam a lot of air, which means a lot of power, which means you lose a lot of mass for making power generators, and that can really get you in trouble. So really the key is to get a lot of power early, and then figure out at what point to stop really producing that power. Maybe never want to stop completely, and then just start producing air. Try to win air control, figure out exactly what your ally is doing so you can adjust and try to win map control. But mass management on this map, extremely tricky if you play it. Looks like the middle was supposed to be claimed by Zlo, but Income actually sending his ACU to the middle. Looks like he's going to grab that, and meanwhile Zlo is going to grab the bottom up on top. Zlo is actually in a position to grab both the top and bottom. Very good land push to the top corner from Zlo, and the bottom looks like it's going to be uncontested. He will give up the middle. A couple engineers in the factory are eventually going to be a nice wreck for Income to reclaim. Income is also in the water, going straight to Tech 2. So this is a move on this map which is very effective but very dangerous. Very big investment in mass. You can get the Tech 2 ships on this map very quickly because of all the reclaim. Looks like Income neglected that rock. And actually a point defense here from Zlo, so Zlo wants to give a fight against the ACU. I really want to get one or two point defenses to make this a fight. Otherwise, the AC will just walk up. It'll take a couple hits, but it will not be that big a deal. But this is a massive air force now for Zlo. Zlo seems to be kind of pulling away in terms of the air game. Also has a big advantage in terms of map control. It is really the fact we don't see really any land units from Income. He's 100% tech to submarine. That tech to submarine, he will be able to get nice naval domination, but he is rapidly losing map control. Very dangerous move. Meanwhile, he is less than half on his health. He has taken out the point defense. Still fighting the artillery. Should be able to reclaim that factory eventually. Tech 2 sub is out. So given that air presence, or the naval presence from Income, and absolutely no naval presence from Zlo, Zlo might be thinking about Tech 2 air, because you do not want to find yourself behind a massive Tech 2 air navy with multiple cruisers without some way to counter it. Meanwhile, Zlo just running everything over. He's also got engineers here. See if anybody pays attention. And here an engie from Zlo grabbing mass extractors. So really, Income confined to the his own corner of the map. He's got a single Tech 2 mass extractor. Actually, two of them. A couple land factories, quite a bit of air. Not too much power by the standards of this map. Actually, a little more than Zlo. It seems Zlo very much an expansion through land here, which worked quite well. Also, air control drops. Surprisingly, that drop didn't get hit by these inties. A counter drop from Income, and Zlo is first to reclaim. Actually, claims one engineer. And a very aggressive drop now from Zlo. Couple Manti. These inties need to get up. They're just getting shot. And a cruiser here, minute 10. So this is the unit that Income was investing in. This is his gamble. Let's see if it pays off. There's actually a frigate. Where the heck did that frigate come from? It looks like there used to be a navy somewhere for Zlo, but it was denied. Maybe. Oh no, here it is. This is a secret little naval production that is going to be denied by the Tech 2 submarine. But let's see, 11 kills already. That's going to dominate air. It's going to have very nice direct fire. So all kinds of problems for Zlo, but Zlo has map control. He does not have the middle, but it looks like a single arty here was left over, which can deny those. Well, not anymore. The cruisers take care of that problem. Maybe Tech to air. We should see Tech to air, and here is Tech to air for Zlo here, a little after minute 12. Meanwhile, Zlo making up even more Tech 1 land. It appears his ACU is at Tech 2. He's got a Tech 2 power that he's making with Manti. A couple engineers, but mostly Manti. It was started by the ACU. Let's check out the ACU. He's got Tech 2. He's got torpedoes. You can see the range of the torpedoes. Very long range torpedoes, Cybrans torpedoes. One of the greatest. Apologies, he does not have that. It's just a green. Appears he's getting something now. Likely the torpedo. That's really one of his obvious choices, given that he has lost Navy. And now this cruiser, this is the gamble, 22 kills already, is moving in. He's going to start doing damage, and we do see some torpedo bombers, but you want to have at least 3 or 4 of them in one group to go on an assault, because otherwise they don't even get to shoot. Like right now, they can't even get out of the corner to go for a bombing run. So this cruiser, I think, Zlo neglected it for a little too long. We do see now, yeah, massive Tech 1 Navy from Zlo. Let's see if that does something. Definitely will be effective against cruisers. Meanwhile, a push on land that runs into Income's ACU. And up on top, Tech 2 land running in. Tech 2 land could be very dangerous, although some Tech 1 point defenses. Uncharacteristic micro for Zlo. Zlo is one classic Cybrans player. I do believe he mostly played. I think I've seen him play other factions, but I've seen him play Aeon. Don't ever seen him UFSR from Aeon or mostly Cybrans. But him using his hoplites like that is very uncharacteristic. It means he's busy somewhere else. So now Zlo looks like he finished that upgrade. The gamble is very much paying off for Income. 39 kills, although under fire from Arty. He's got to move. It's not a unit you want to lose against very cheap arty. Of course, Cybran, one thing that happened to Cybran since the latest patch is the Medusa is now cheaper. Wow, that's a very brave engineer. That's just abusive. Frigate versus cruiser. Looks like the cruiser will survive 46 kills. Not a unit you want to lose. He's got to really stay away from all this arty. His low being very much a pain, but a second cruiser coming in now, 7 kills will deny this naval production. Of course, there's plenty more where that came from. In this other corner, also some land. Finally, some land from Income moving in, and a destroyer. Now, this destroyer from Income will deny this Tech 1 Navy very effectively. Cruiser 54 kills, doing great things. Yet another naval from Islo's. Islo has navals on the opposite corners. Meanwhile, Islo has the ACU, and I'm assuming now he does have the torpedoes. Let's see what else he's got. Yes, he's now got torpedoes. A moderately expensive upgrade. Not too much in power. Usually ACU upgrades are very expensive. This one isn't, but it will cost you 1,500 mass. Of course, now we'll see. Absolutely dominates Tech 2 submarines, and he's marching in directly at Income's base. It will. You don't want to take on multiple destroyers with this ACU, but a single destroyer is really not a problem. Meanwhile, these two cruisers, 66 kills on the gamble, and has got now a helper, nearly full health. You can see how quickly it regenerates itself. A very big veteran. But this original base from Zlo absolutely devastated. Meanwhile, this expansion up on top also in very bad shape, given all this land assaults. However, a Tech 2 tank. This is a Tech 2 factory for Zlo, so he should be still in very good shape up in the top corner. The bottom, of course, is now his main base. He's got that Tech 2 power made by Manta, and he's going a pretty large Tech 1 assault, but it doesn't look like he'll be able to push too far past this point. A lot of Tech 1 units for Income as well. Although now, yeah, definitely just want to hold this, denial this mass. No need to lose. In terms of air, slight advantage for Income, it seems, given that the air production for Zlo was absolutely devastated by the Navy. So Zlo does have this answer. He's sitting on 8 kills, and actually these cruisers don't even make it out of the harbor. Zlo with 9 kills, making it Tech 1 torpedo launcher. And now some drops going across the map for Income. He's going to grab quite a bit of reclaim from this corner. Nice artillery for Income. See multiple battles in different places. Looks like Zlo has taken care of his situation in the top corner, actually going to assault with some Tech 2 units. But air control does give quite a bit of flexibility for Income. He can now drop and populate large portions of the map. And now a counter assault. This looks like it was a mistake for Zlo. He threw away his units. Quite a bit of reclaim for Income here as well. Income now going with Tech 2 torpedo launcher. He's going to try to deny Zlo's ACU. Is now sitting at 20 kills. Killed quite a bit of engineers. Destroyer still sitting out in range. Playing defense here against some Tech 2. So Tech 2 versus Tech 1 on top in terms of land. Tech 1 naval production. Looks like now some Tech 2 production. Some Tech 2 submarines, and these cruisers, this is the gamble, 75 kills. This is not where you want to go with that cruiser. Very nice move for Zlo getting that Tech 2 Navy, but he is in trouble. There's a small wall. It will not stop a flow of Tech 1 units for Income, and they can get this position in trouble. We see Tech 1 point defense, and now Zlo, this is not what you want to lose if you're Zlo. This is his power. If you lose power, you're very much in trouble. That's really one thing you do not want to lose. Not a lot of power at all in the top corner, although a Tech 2 engineer would be very nice. Get some Tech 2 power there as well. Looks like this Tech 1 point defense so far holding. But Zlo needs to rebuild in this position. Looks like he has one Navy, denied 2 cruisers, 2 really nice chunks of mass. Meanwhile, Zlo still being a nuisance. I think he'll actually kill the Tech 2 naval production of Income with his ACU, and now has some submarines and support. The destroyer is still alive, and a Tech 2 torpedo launcher. Actually, a Tech 2 torpedo launcher will be outranged by Zlo's ACU. Zlo sending in these subs. That's really sad to see. Submarines should never be taking on torpedo launchers. Oh, and this is getting bad for Zlo now. Looks like that Tech 1 point defense. Oh, okay, so Zlo, even though I think he fought back from that naval, he definitely did. There's absolutely no naval left for Income. He has been devastated on land, and once he already lost the tech to power, so Zlo in huge amounts of problems. Zlo, actually, let's look minute 22. He's only got 300 power, negative 600 power for Zlo. He needs to pause everything and basically start making Tech 1 power generator. He does have a Hydra. Actually has another Hydra here, which is very valuable. But he's got to stop things like the sonar, negative 100 power. Can't afford it. Meanwhile, Zlo trying to make torpedo launcher. He still has an Air Force. Trying to deny Tech 2 torpedo bombers, which will be a problem. Income, meanwhile, Tech 2 ACU of his own, making Tech 2 torpedo launchers. Zlo actually going very low on health. He's got to be very careful. Zlo going down to 2,000, and now he's going to run away. The range on the Tech 2 torpedo launcher is 45, which is not a long range at all. Zlo going down to 600, but just gets out of range. That was very close. Meanwhile, Income making a brand new base here. Has quite a few mass extractors in this position. And this is such a huge loss. I think it was very avoidable loss for Zlo. But he was busy denying the Navy of Income. Meanwhile, Tech 1 interceptors for Zlo continue to dominate. Zlo made a whole bunch of Tech 1 P-gens. Started Tech 2 power. But Income doing quite well. I think he's in a slightly better position, except that he no longer has naval control. Yeah, so Income can't see Zlo, who is once again at very low health. Looks like he was hit by torpedoes. I'm assuming Zlo now has stealth. Yes, so stealth with Cybran ACU is very nice, because the only way that Zlo can be now found out if there is a submarine next to him or another naval ship in the water, and given that there are no naval ships for Income, that's not an option, or if there is a Omni Vision, which is Tech 3 spy planes, as well as Tech 3 radar. Those are the things that are needed for Income in order to find Zlo somewhere in the water. Zlo, meanwhile, is out of the water, finally getting back the middle mass extractors. And now another drop, NG drop from Income. He's going to grab these mass, but a cruiser here is nearly complete. That's really going to give a chance for Zlo to grab bag this bottom corner. And it looks like this Hydra is finally going to be destroyed. I think if the Hydra was destroyed a little earlier, it would have been a very big problem for Zlo. Zlo, meanwhile, halfway on Tech 2 power. And I think, I imagine he's doing alright because his mass sucks. But Zlo is in quite a bit of trouble. You can see 3 out of the 4 corners, and actually quite a bit more than that, belong to Zlo. Zlo just has the middle, most of the water. Although water is also in danger because Income has a Tech 2 naval factory making Tech 2 subs. This Tech 2 sub needs to get past the Tech 1 torpedo launcher. And looks like the first shot was to Zlo. Zlo, meanwhile, under assault from Tech 2 gunships, and this could be a very bad problem. Although cruiser coming in, very timely cruiser for Zlo. See how many of these torpedo bombers he can kill. Zlo now in the water, and now he can no longer be seen. The cruiser is going to be the main target. Take a couple torpedo bombers with it. Meanwhile, Tech 2 gunships are going to deny quite a bit of mass extractors, and loss of middle will mean that all that Zlo has is this Tech 2 power, Tech 2 factory, and a couple Tech 1 mass extractors. Though, of course, reclaim should be not a very big problem. We should see this Tech 2 factory be denied. We see some arty shooting at it, and for Zlo, he's basically just wasting mass here. Minus 10 mass on ships that will never be completed. The cruiser is still alive, 14 kills, and now Tech 2 sub will take on Tech 2 sub went right after the cruiser, but was denied by a sub from Zlo, as well as Zlo's ACU. Zlo at 40 kills. Yet another submarine for Income. And now the gunships are going to go on assault against Zlow's only remaining base. And actually some units have already made it through. They're going after the Stec to power. I can't imagine them killing it, but they will damage it. I would love for Income to get a couple of Corsairs. And let a couple of Corsairs just come in here and just devastate this base. And that will be game over. There is some Tech to flak, which means gunships are a little limited in what they can do, but Tech to bombers is really what they're made for in case the enemy has flak. This is such a valuable asset right now. It's basically the only thing that's keeping Zlow in the game, if he is in the game. Zlow 47 kills is forcing Income out of the water. Income actually under fire from this cruiser. Trying to get some Tech 1 point defenses in case Zlow tries to get him on land when he comes out of the water. Zlow reclaiming the Stec 2 factory. But Income going quite low on health now, 6,000 under constant fire from his cruiser. Income is building up a bunch of torpedo bombers, waiting to get enough to take out this cruiser. Income gets a shield. Zlow is going to come out of the water. The shield goes down. And now the Tech 1 point defenses are going to start doing the job. Engineers getting more Tech 1 point defenses. Zlow under heavy fire, so Income relatively safe. Shield should be taken out. And now it will be. Income is actually in quite a bit of trouble here. Some Tech 1 Navy in support as well. Now 31 kills. See, those Tech 2 gunships don't even get to shoot. That's a lot of Tech 1 bombers now for Income. He needs to do something about this cruiser. Desperate times, desperate measures, Tech 1 bombers kill the cruiser, and I think Income was very close to actually dying there under that assault. But now this is very dangerous for Zlow. He's lost his anti-air capability, which means his ACU is a sitting duck, except it's invisible. So if Income can get some ships or some Tech 3 air, he will be able to spot Zlow's ACU and finish it with some torpedo bombers. Meanwhile, Zlow doing nasty things, reclaiming Tech 1 units. It's very nice. His only remaining base is still fine. Income still choosing not to bomb it for some reason. On the bottom here, Income Tech 3 land, bricks for Income. These are a very good chance of going on a successful assault. But there is a whole bunch of Tech 2 point defenses for Zlow, so he'll take quite a few bricks, maybe 3 or 4, to break through that. Much cheaper to just make Tech 2 bombers. But of course, once you see Tech 2 flak, it makes you not really want to make any air. So we'll see what Income chooses to do here, minute 31. Middles should be reclaimed by Zlow here shortly. Still hasn't got it. Tech 1 frigates from Zlow looking for any potential navies. Zlow hasn't really had air for a very long time, which means he has really little clue of what's actually going on. It looks like this Tech 3 factory is not producing anything. It's just made of brick, and Income is really focused on the fact that he cannot see this ACU. That's all he is. No, stealth definitely works on sonar. Yeah, these torpedo bombers will never find out that the ACU is down there, unless there's Tech 3 radar or a Tech 3 sonar or a Tech 1 submarine. Frigates, you can see Zlow now putting frigates in all the different corners. He wants to make sure that no navy is produced without him knowing about it. And here it's a little secret base, actually quite a bit of power. Looks like this is where Zlow kept quite a bit of his power. It's protected by a Tech 1 point defense. Some artillery in the air for Income if he chooses to use that to deny that point defense. I'm not really sure if he's doing that. Yeah, it looks like he's doing that now. And it looks like here comes the assault. This is just Tech 1 though. And you can see this Tech 2 PD will have no problems. So it'll take quite a massive land assault. I think it'll take a pretty big investment for Income to do this through land. Tech 3 engineer now for Income. And torpedo bombers for Income. Looks like they're just going to pick off these unprotected frigates. That's a good move. Might as well do it and maybe go into the water. Income saying it's retarded. No, it's not really retarded. It's just what stealth does. Since when? Since the very beginning of this game. It's nice to see when people learn. This is the learning experience in Supreme Commander Forged Alliance. First, there's like this bewilderment, and then people realize it's actually kind of cool. So Income hasn't made it to the realization stage yet, but I think you will. I hope you will. The bricks are now getting really close to detective point defense, just hanging out. But you can see Income has been in very much good shape, but he's not finishing his law. He's really, instead of focusing on the ACU, he could have done a lot of damage against Zlow's remaining base. And now we're going to see the brick is going to deny any of these Tech 2 units. Not really sure what those Tech 2 units think they're doing, but they're going to die. See a significant naval production for Zlow. Actually, these bricks shouldn't just get shot by this cruiser indefinitely. They eventually will die. This is nice that the flak is taken out by the brick. Actually, there's no flak left, so Incan can go ahead and come in with some gunships and take out the power. We did see some Tech 3. I see Tech 3 air. So Tech 3 air for Income. I did see Tech 3 spy plane. Here it is, just flying around. Alright, so back after a very short break. Looks like we have Zlow now in danger because there is a Tech 3. And yep, right away after we see the Tech 3 sonar come in, the torpedo bombers can now fire at the ACU. Zlow is now going to make it actually lose health very rapidly here, going nearly to half the health, 17,000 total. He's going to build a stationary Tech 2 flak. And Tech 3 gunships now for Income are going to come in. Very slow moving, but do a lot of damage. So Zlow is going to complete and actually a whole bunch of Tech 1 bombers. Well, Zlow makes it back underwater. There's a cruiser coming in for Zlow at the same time. Zlow's going to go underwater and try to complete the flak, unable to do so, just a little too much firepower from the whaler. But a cruiser now coming in under fire from torpedo bombers. Another cruiser coming in as well from Zlow. Of course, these Tech 3 gunships still. Looks like some ground fire there from the whalers. Zlow goes into slightly deeper water. Now this cruiser, second cruiser, very timely. I think it will deny that spy plane. So now you can see those Tech 3 spy planes, very valuable. Income still not enjoying it too much. Meanwhile, on this right side, we did see those bricks. Looks like they're being reclaimed. Looks like they were lost. It's a little unfortunate for Income. Let's see. This is getting be a pretty massive navy now for Zlow, but Zlow at 5,000 health. He has completed the flak finally. Not sure what happened to those there. The whalers are back. Those are stealthy, by the way. Actually, no, they're not. They produce fake radar signatures like the Tech 1 frigate. I believe actually Zlow told me about that. And now Tech 1 assault from Income, running past some Tech 1 point defenses, as well as a cruiser. So that Tech 3 factory from Income has been very disappointing. And a flow of Tech 1 units, these are not going to do anything. This is just feeding Zlow mass. So Income not doing so well on land now, just sort of running in. He's denying absolutely all land except middle and the very corner. And now it looks like torpedo bombers for Income are going to try to pick off all the cruisers. We do see a bunch of dead cruisers. And as soon as Zlow loses all his cruisers, he's right away in danger of getting sniped, because now he's at half health. And another Tech 3 sonar, which will be in the area spying, actually multiple sonar planes. Tech 1 flak all over the place. You can Tech 3 gunships now moving in. And a whole bunch of cruisers. 3 cruisers from Zlo. That's a significant piece of anti-air. Tech 1 keep on running in, and the Tech 2 point defenses keep getting kills. Actually, this one with 30 kills. So that Tech 1 assault was very unsuccessful. It looks like quite a few torpedo bombers were destroyed by these 2 cruisers. The third one was dead. The whaler is waiting for Zlo to come out of the water so they can finish the job. A whole bunch of torpedo bombers once again are going to hit Zlo. Tech 3 planes denying stealth. Zlo's going to make his way back onto the beach, but I'm not really sure if could be not in time. But a whole bunch of cruisers coming in once again. Zlo just not willing to die. He is one of those players who does not give up and continues to survive, and that's what makes him so good. Very quick comebacks. And now very expensive units, the gunships, Tech 3 gunships under assault from the cruisers. Anti-air on those cruisers absolutely awesome. The cruisers come in to save the day. Once again, Zlo just a little over 5,000 health, looks like getting an upgrade. And now 3 cruisers on a whole bunch of Tech 1 are going to come in, going to try to deny Income's naval production. There is some Tech 2 point defense, so the frigates are in a bit of danger. Income, meanwhile, getting upgrades of his own. He's actually at Tech 3, and he's got torpedo launcher of his own. He's going to do what Zlo has been doing. And actually no torpedo capability at all in this Navy, which means this weapon is going to be very effective. Very good looking ACU for Income. This looks like a bunch of artillery for Income. So Tech 1 land spam. It's been a very good base. That Tech 2 power should have been sniped a long time ago. Meanwhile, Zlo getting Tech 3. Income now chasing the cruisers away. Saving his Tech 2 naval production. Zlo, meanwhile, moves in. Actually, these frigates are going to die to Tech 2 point defense. Cruisers survive here with pretty low health. So it turned out to be a very long game. A very big struggle. Zlo is now done with Tech 3. Massive health, 72 kills. He's going to get some torpedo launchers. It's interesting. And 4 cruisers. And for 4 cruisers, it's a very significant force. Tech 2 engineer as well for Zlo. Perhaps he's going to build up some power in the middle just for safety. And now the 5th cruiser. Once again, a massive Tech 1 land force. Not really sure what it's going to try to do. Looks like it'll be trying to do something. Of course, Tech 3 air for Income, so he has total air domination. But with that many cruisers, it becomes less and less important. Zlo now with Tech 3 anti-air. Looks like he's once again moving in the direction of Income's base. Income once again running in for no reason. And these point defenses just getting massive veterancy. And actually now it's going to be the cruisers who are going to get the veterancy. Looks like Zlo has switched to destroyer, so a little bit of anti-naval and torpedo capability. Single Tech 2 sub, of course these are stealthy as well, just hanging out. And yeah, of course, that not much left of that Tech 1 force. It was just basically a gift. Income playing without a plan here, it seems. He does have Tech 3 power, which is nice. Tech 3 power is very nice. Zlo is once again now with Tech 3, staring at Income's naval production. More Tech 3 power for Income. So Income with massive Tech 3 power. I'm not really sure if he needs that much. He can start making strat bombers perhaps, but he needs something against Navy. And I mean, power is not really going to get you that many advantages. You need mass against Navy. You need either naval production or you need Tech 2 artillery is very nice. A couple Tech 2 arties will be very good against these cruisers. Now Harms, Tech 3 torpedo launcher from Zlo, and with the harms in this position, he's going to deny this entire harbor. Very nice anti-air for Zlo. Zlo actually making multiple harms. Now, how is he paying for all these harms? With dead Tech 1 units that were delivered by Income. Income is now going to move into the water. Of course, he's got torpedoes of his own. Of course, this harms was not complete. It's very expensive. Zlo is first going to finish different harms. And you can see Income's beginning to get some kills using his torpedo launcher. So both ACUs underwater, shooting at each other. But it appears that actually Income is targeting the cruisers, and he's taking those out very quickly. It's a good move by Income. Income now switching to harms. One good thing about the ACU torpedo launcher, you can shoot it and build at the same time. Something not to forget. And given that Zlo lost all of his cruisers, actually 3 of them, he's going to build up some Tech 3 anti-air. That is something that he always has to be wary of. If there is something like 20 torpedo bombers somewhere in the corner, they can come in out of nowhere and spot the ACU and kill them. Harms has been completed for Income. And Zlo is actually facing the harms. He's nearly full health, which is very good for him because otherwise he'd be in trouble. He's reclaiming the harms. He's reclaiming and shooting at the same time. A very nice juicy chunk of mass for Zlo. And Zlo has successfully pushed Income out of the water. Another Tech 1 assault, killing some flak. So in terms of land, still an advantage for Income. But Navy has now once again been completely lost. Yet another harms is not going to be attempted. A destroyer and a couple of cruisers once again. One thing I'm a little surprised is that Zlo hasn't used Tech 3 sonar or a stealth boat. Perhaps he's still very low on power, that's why he's avoiding it. He's making only a second Tech 2 power generator. So one thing about this game that's very peculiar, Zlo has been very low on power this entire game. We do see some Tech 2 mass now appearing for Income, so he's beginning to use his map control. 3 Tech Y, maybe? So much excess power for Income now, he can't possibly be using it. Actually, it appears he's lost his Tech 3 air factory, so he really can't be using it. He's now making Tech 3 artillery, so or took Tech 2 artillery, a very good counter to Navy, Tech 2 Navy. Meanwhile, his main base is under direct fire from Zlo, and actually at this point, I think that Zlo is actually in a better position. Another attempt from Income to assault this base with Tech 1. See 48 kills on this one, more Tech 2 point defenses for Zlo, and this Tech 2 power is still alive. That's been the only source for power for Zlo for the longest time. Zlo now playing very dangerously, coming out of the water with 80 kills. Income now under direct fire from the cruisers, and I don't see how he's going to actually get out of this. He hasn't really made any torpedo bombers since he lost his Tech 3 air factory. And Income, 50 minutes, is killed by Zlo. An amazing piece of survival for Zlo. And after 50 minutes, he's actually able to produce enough Navy to survive, to not get his power killed, and finish off Income. I'm sure Income has really enjoyed the power of Cybrans stealth, and hopefully he likes it in the future. So there's actually one more thing I wanted to show people in this game, and that's Hot Stats, another Zulon's mod, which shows you the statistics of the game that we just watched. I would really love if it exported the stats, but that way I can plot it however I want. But they actually did a great job on this. So in case people haven't known, you can just search for Hot Stats, Supreme Commander Forged Alliance in Google or something like that, and you'll find this mod. So interesting stats, mass rate. This is the entire game here. This is, you can see, minute 50. The mass rate for Income has been much higher this entire game, and you can see these spikes. That's when you get a really nice chunk of reclaim. You can see you're reclaiming here nearly 400 mass Income. at the end. I really want to see power wasted or energy wasted for income, because he was making Tech 3 power at the end, which was well, that's total energy in right here. That's the red. See, way more than what Zlo has made. Energy rate, and you can see this is where he made all those Tech 3 power. Looks like he lost one there, built one, but huge. I know there's so total energy wasted right here. I think that's one very big difference right here. This was no reason to do that. One thing to note for noobs, you see after the first 10 minutes, nearly no total energy wasted. Actually, if we look at mass, I bet you if we look at mass, that's going to be even funnier. Total mass wasted for income 150 over 50 minutes. So that's basically 3 tanks. And for Zlo, he's wasted a total of 478, and most of it was here at the very end. So you can see you don't waste mass when you're a good player. What else did I want to show you guys? Energy rate, mass rate. Actually, if we look at energy rate for Zlo here, this is one of the reasons I'd love to plot these myself. I guess you can see it here. It's 1,000. That Tech to power for Zlo was, for half the game, was half of his total power production. If he would have taken that out, I think that would have really put him out of the misery. But instead, income really focused on trying to kill that ACU instead of killing the base. So hopefully this was useful. Definitely get this mod. It's one of the best mods for this game. And if somebody can figure out how to export this into a text file outside the game, that would be awesome.